Probably should have warned him.
You're good.
All good. But what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another episode of Horror Hounds. And tonight we are here to talk our top 10 favorite horror films of the decade so far. Since we're pretty much halfway through the decade and also just halfway through the year in general, so why not? Let's talk about some great horror films that came out this decade. Of course, you guys know my co-host. It is Mike, aka Mike's Film Fix. What is up, my dude?
Not a whole lot, man. Had a decent day out. I was supposed to go see Minions today, but went to the theater and the power was out, so that was fun.
Oh man,
yeah. So a little bit of a bummer, but hey, I'm here. Just chilling. Yeah.
But also, we got a special guest tonight, one that Mike introduced me to. It is Nick, aka the Lost River Drive-In. So, Nick, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing all right, guys. It's hot. It's really, really hot, and I mowed my grass, and it was not, it wasn't great, but I'm all right. I was actually, you had just mentioned, I'm trying to reach for my notebook because the other night I actually did a video on my top 10 of the 2020. So I was like, I don't want to mess that up. So let me get my notebook so I can have exactly what my top 10 were. But yeah, I'm doing all right. I always say, what is the saying? I mean, I don't know. I'm going to probably butcher it, but any day above ground can't be that bad, right? So
yeah. 100%. So, but regardless, let me go ahead and hit a comment here. Noah's in the chat. He's the guy that helps make the intro for me. He says, it's fine. I'll make it louder next time.
Caught me by surprise. I'll tell you that.
But I do want to shout out Noah for the awesome intro with all the gifts of examples of films we might be talking about tonight. So shout out Noah. And we got my buddy Jason Carr in the chat. What's up, Jason? Says, Luke, Mike, and Nick, hope all is good today. Got up to 98 with a heat index of 120.
Damn.
Wow.
Yesterday I was up to a heat index of 107 for me. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to what the actual temp was, but I just know it feels hot as shit. So yeah. You don't want to be outside.
No. Yeah. Just stay inside, crank up the AC, all good there.
I went out to get the mail today, and I swear I was like walking into a damn desert or something like that. It was like, you remember in the Doctor Strange when there's like the desert door or whatnot and shoves them out in the door? It felt like walking into that.
Yeah. It's not fun. Not for the faint of heart, but yeah.
I was so tempted to film a video of me like a skit or something like that. It's just like reaching out and my hand just melts off.
I can tell you guys that I tried to start my pool installation the other 2 days ago. I was like, you know what? I'm going to start the digging myself. I got about 10 minutes in and said, nope, I'm not doing this right now. So, yeah.
All right.
Feel that.
Yeah. All right. But without further ado, let us just get straight into the top 10. So, Mike, go ahead and start us off, my good sir. What is your number 10?
All right, so my number 10 might be a little bit of a hot take. I know some people love this one, including you, Luke. And this one, I have a good special place in my heart, so I had to mention it at least. That is The Black Phone. Ethan Hawke is great as the grabber. One of the best recent horror icons, I guess you can say. It's just a really fun throwback 70s style horror movie, and I don't want to call it a slasher mainly, but it's definitely a paranormal horror movie. A lot of fun, great characters, and just provides a lot of really entertaining moments, and yeah, love it.
Great poll to start off there, man. You guys will definitely see The Black Phone on my list, but it is going to be much higher. Spoiler alert, but Nick, what is your number 10?
By the way, shout out, love The Black Phone. Almost made my list as well. My My number 10 is The Substance, a movie that I actually did not catch the hype train for, and I don't know how because I live on the internet, it seems like these days, but I just didn't see it. So people told me to go ahead and check it out. And I was like, whatever. And I loved it. I mean, I love Demi Moore. And, so I'm never going to complain about seeing Demi Moore and more of Demi Moore, quite frankly. But on top of that, it's just like a really nice throwback, very 80s horror film, like in its colors and its editing choices. I just love the sound design, the way the movie looks. The sound design specifically, I'm talking about not the soundtrack. The score is like an assault on your senses. It's like really, really loud and out of nowhere. And I don't know. There's something about the movie that, I mean, there's many things about the movie, but specifically the score that really grabbed me. But I think at the end of the day, The Substance was just a nice throwback to body horror films that we just don't see enough of. I know the third act got a little too wild for people. Not me. I had fun with it. But at the end of the day, I think the message and the symbolism in that movie is really poignant. It's like, it's about aging, man. I think that's something that bothers a lot of us. So to take that kind of conceit and run with it like The Substance did was really refreshing to see. So I had a great time with that one.
Nice.
Another great pull. That one didn't quite make the list, but I will admit that it is a great movie. Just a little bit too long for me. Just a little too long.
Yeah, it's like I think it's 2 hours or a little over 2 hours. And I was like, that's a little weird, but yeah.
Close to like 2.5 hours, I think.
Holy shit. I didn't realize that.
But, okay. But yeah, great pick there, man. All right. My number 10, I was constantly switching back and forth of which one I want to put at number 10. But this might be a little bit of recency bias, but I'm going with Hokum as my number 10.
All right.
I just really think that with how Damian McCarthy like builds scares and tension, like the dude just knows how to do it. Like he doesn't do it like, a typical generic horror movie jump scare would be, something like that you would get in like the Conjuring movies these days, where it's like, okay, yeah, you know when it's coming. 3, 2, 1, boom, jumps out. Okay, cool. What's next? But Hokum just has some of the best jump scares I've seen all year long. I mean, the bunny jump scare particularly still scares the shit out of me. Like it's in the trailer and it's just as effective in the movie. I just love the eerie setting of this hotel, just where like once it gets to the second act, Adam Scott is just trapped in this honeymoon suite and it's just gripping. Adam Scott honestly gives a career best performance, like maybe out of his whole film career. I mean, I haven't seen Severance, but him as Ohm Bauman, the writer, he's incredible in the role. So
he's great as Derek and Step Brothers as well.
Oh yes, can't forget about Step Brothers.
And shout out to Jacques and Bloodline, Hellraiser Bloodline. Shout out.
Okay. All right, yeah. I honestly want to see Adam Scott take on more horror roles after Hokum, like ones where he can actually be a lead in a horror film, because I think he really he definitely has the skill for it. Like he's fantastic. So yeah. I know it might be recency bias, but I just got to say it, man. I love Hokum.
Hell yeah.
So, all right. So let us go on to number 9. So, Mike, what is your number 9?
My number 9, I actually just rewatched this one yesterday. It's Longlegs. So this one, it was a movie that when I first watched it, I thought it was just really, really special and held a strong place in my heart for a good while, and still does, really. One of the first movies I've seen in theaters that genuinely kind of creeped me out. I actually took my mom to go see it, and she was kind of terrified. Like she was trying to fall asleep just so she wouldn't have to watch it. But yeah, it was a fun theater experience. I ended up working at the theater when it was first out, like when I first started working at the theater, and it I ended up watching it probably like 3 times in full when I worked there, and it was just fun, man. I just remember, being able to watch it on the big screen so many times and being able to see all the creepy moments play out nicely, and then rewatching it at home in particular too. Like, I live just out in the boonies, so it was kind of like watching a movie that felt at home with some of the settings, like the farmhouse and whatnot. It felt like a a local horror movie, I guess you can kind of say. It was weird. It felt like watching this play out where I live, and it's just creepy as hell. Love Nick Cage in the role. Love Micah Monroe. Blair Underwood is also really underrated in this movie. I think he's great. But yeah, love this movie.
Another great poll, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one might make an appearance on the list for me too.
Nice.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, maybe.
Just no spoilers, but possibly. All right, Nick, what is your number 9?
At number 9 for me is Late Night with the Devil. I thought that this movie was, genuinely surprisingly good. I love David Dismalchian, so going into it, I was like, okay, this looks like a 70s era talk show movie with David Dismalchian in the lead. This is going to be great. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was, though. This is a movie that's really weird. Like, it's not as straightforward as you think it is. And then when you get to the actual possession aspect of the movie in like the last 10 minutes or so, it's kind of wild. Like, some of the shit you see, it's like, oh, this was a very grounded movie for most of it. And now we're getting like just really out there. And I really dug that. But I think that the thing that anchors this movie is Dismalchian, really. And I love the presentation of it. You know, that talk show era presentation where you have like the slides for like, for commercial breaks and stuff like that. That stuff was just really cool to me. Love the setting. The small cast, I think, helps this too. Sometimes I like movies like that feel really contained. And this is one of them. Late Night with the Devil, I would just say, to sum it up, is a great throwback, slow burn horror film with a bonkers ending and a great lead performance. So I don't know how you can go wrong with it.
Yeah, can't go wrong with Late Night with the Devil. Another one that was pretty close to making my list, but just got barely edged out.
Yeah.
But Mike, you pretty much buried the lead also with my number 9. It's actually Longlegs.
Damn, okay.
I also kind of did the same thing you did, but by taking my mom to go see it. But I saw it almost a month after it came out, and during the interrogation scene, spoiler alert, when Longlegs smashes his face against the table, my mom literally had to do this. And I'm
wait. Cuckoo, cuckoo.
No, she literally had to like cover her eyes because it was so graphic. Like, and yeah. I'm like, I don't blame you because that caught me off guard with where they were going, but but yeah, Longlegs. I love the way that it's filmed. Also, like the film kind of grainy look to it. I love that kind of stuff. Nicolas Cage as Longlegs, incredible. Love Micah Monroe as well. Yeah, just a genuinely creepy movie that really put like Osgood Perkins on the map and then kind of went downhill just a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I did like the monkey, but Keeper was a massive disappointment.
I never saw Keeper, so
yeah, keep it that way.
Yeah, definitely keep it that way. Not worth your time. Absolute slog. But
let me in now, and it can be nice.
But yeah, so Longlegs, yeah, it had to be on this list somewhere. So, all right, Mike, let us go on to number 8.
All right, now this one I don't think is probably going to be on either of you guys' lists, but I have Malignant, James Wan's movie from 2021, I believe. And this one, I remember at first I was not huge on it, but sitting on it and watching how the horror community reacted to it, I was just like, I'm really glad I was like in the moment for this movie, and I really grew to appreciate it. And I rewatched it, and I realized this movie is just fucking genius. Like, it's James Wan going full bonkers, crazy, and he absolutely delivers on like every note of that. He delivers some of the gnarliest kills I've seen, some of the greatest like practical makeup effects I've seen in a while. It's just such a fun little movie. And yeah, one that I can't get enough of. I probably rewatch this one like once a year. It's just really cool stuff.
Yeah, shout out to you for including Malignant. I really really loved that movie as well. I saw it because that was COVID era. I remember, so it was straight to HBO Max, and I watched it with my ex-wife. We were both excited because it was James Wan. She hated it, and I loved it. That should have been yet another sign in the many signs that I had that it wasn't going to work out. But yeah, no, I dig that movie. So shout out to you for including that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, kind of an underrated gem, honestly. Like
100%.
Doesn't get enough love now.
No, it gets a lot of shit, and I don't get it. I think people expected a spooky haunted house movie because that's what James Wan does so well, and that was not at all what Malignant was. I think people were like, "What the hell?" And the trailer's misleading, but I actually kind of liked that. The trailer made it look like a supernatural horror film. And then you watch it, and you're like, "This is like an action slasher," which is awesome. So,
yeah, pretty bad shit, crazy. So, all right, Nick, what do you got for number 8?
Number 8 is Longlegs.
Hell yeah.
I know this is one of those movies that you have a contingent of people on the internet that say it's overrated. I'll never understand why people think it's overrated. I will agree with some people that the third act, there was choices I wouldn't have made. You know, the significance of the dolls and whatnot. I was just like, this is kind of weird. Like, I don't know if I would have gone this far. You're getting a little too supernatural for me. I liked the movie much more when it was grounded in this is an actual serial killer, and this is an investigation unfolding to find this serial killer and, you know, draw lines from A to B. Like, that stuff was really cool. I understand that Osgood Perkins is a very eccentric filmmaker, so I knew it was probably going to go a little more fantastical by the end of the story. But overall, I mean, 90% of this movie I genuinely loved. I think it's got a great atmosphere. I think it builds mood like no other. I mean, Osgood Perkins, like you mentioned, about the grain of the film, the way the film looks. I mean, this looks shot on like 16 millimeter, which I don't think it was, but, or even like you could say Super 8. Like, I don't know. It just, there's something about it. Even seeing it in the theater, blown up on the theater screen, like it wasn't formatted to fit a wide screen. And I loved that. Like, I just loved the opening. And I was like, okay, this is old school. Like, I dig it. Nick Cage is great. Micah Monroe can do no wrong for me. She doesn't know it yet, but her and we're going to date eventually. But no, yeah, it's a fantastic movie. I really think it is. And I think that if you like detective procedural mystery serial killer stuff, I don't know how you couldn't like Longlegs, really.
Yeah. I 100% agree. Like, how can you not love that?
Well, people didn't like the casting of Nick Cage. They thought he was over the top. And, you know, my buddy Christian said it best. And he was like, you thought Nick Cage was over the top. That's literally Nick Cage's thing, is to be over the top. Like,
yeah.
So I don't know what they were expecting. But that movie seems like a movie of like, it's an expectations game. I think people's expectations are the reason why they didn't love it. And the marketing definitely aided in that. The marketing was like, it's terrifying. And I didn't find it terrifying, but that's not saying much. I'm pretty desensitized at this point. It's kind of hard to scare me. But it was great.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, I definitely do think like some of the marketing may have like overhyped it just a little bit, like with like terrifying. It's genuinely like creepy, and I would say definitely disturbing.
Yeah.
Not like, I mean, terrifying.
Yeah, the photography scene where they're taking the pictures of the dead family. Holy fuck.
Now that's terrifying right there.
The terror and the horror in Longlegs is much more a visceral kind, like a kind that kind of just like crawls into the back of your head, and you just like it's what you see, like the images. They're not jump scares, but it's more like it's on a primal level where you're like, as a human, you're like, I don't want to see this. This makes me uncomfortable. So
yeah, for sure. Really, hold on just 1 second. We're going to pause on production here. I need to enable the chat here because, Mike, we got some freaking troll comments in here again.
Uh-oh.
Had to enable the chat.
What are they saying? That my butt smells?
We constantly get troll comments on here, Nick, so this is nothing new.
I don't know.
So,
oh, man.
yeah, it's nothing new.
I don't listen. It doesn't bother me at all, buddy. I listen.
It's just,
it makes me laugh at this point.
I get my fair share of shit, so
yeah,
whatever.
It makes me laugh at this point. There was one that commented on a video today that said that me and Luke have a fart circle every night. I was just like, well, that's certainly creative.
Yeah.
those are like second grader insults. Like,
I will share this once we're done with it. I'll share it on my community tab. That way it's easier to not have to keep up with the live chat. Okay. So, yeah. But yeah, I'll get it out there. But again, you know, it's troll comments or something to expect. It's endearment. They love you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks. I also want to say what's up to Mr. Dimension Scott in the chat. What is going on, man? All right, so my number 8. We're gonna need to get some special wear for this one.
Oh yeah,
Terrifier 3. And hold on, I just freaking dropped. I think I dropped my glasses on the floor.
Uh-oh.
Pausing production again. Oh, there they are.
Ta-da!
We are struggling tonight here, ladies and gentlemen. but yeah, the Terrifier franchise has honestly grown on me after I watched the second one, but the third one has honestly solidified my love for the franchise. I saw this one in theaters twice, and I've watched it many more times since then. Yes, these movies are gory. They are very fucked up and disturbing, but I can't help but have fun with these movies. Like, I think with the third one, just giving it this Christmas setting, it kind of gives it like a bit more playfulness to it, but also definitely like going like dark and grimy. Some of the best kills, honestly, of the entire franchise. I mean, the shower scene. What more do I need to say? One of the best kills in modern horror, and Art the Clown is honestly one of my favorite slasher killers because of these movies. Lauren Lavera is awesome as Sienna. Not much more I can say about Terrifier 3. I mean, it's the best of the three so far, and I cannot wait to see what Damien's got up his sleeve for the fourth one.
Hell yeah, man!
All right, so
switching.
Now we're back. Now we are back to your regularly scheduled programming. Anyways, I got to say what's up to my buddy Dell on Movies. What is up, Dell? Good to see you. And thank you, man. I really appreciate that. All right. On to number 7. So, Mike, what do you got?
All right. My number 7 is a movie that, again, some people love it. Some people hate it. I've seen a lot more recently that a lot more people don't really care for this movie, and I was kind of confused on why. Let's Talk to Me. I think this movie is so deeply effective in what it does, and that's kind of why I love it. I went to go see this with my grandpa, of all people, and let's just say this one kind of ended our little phase of our movie going duo, I guess you can say. But we took a long break after this one because he was kind of mortified by it. But yeah, yeah, I think this movie I think it rules. Honestly, it's got such a unique take on like the cursed object horror well, I don't know what you'd call that, horror trope, and it delivers such a cool version of it where these kids basically use this object as like a means to get like high, kind of, and it's just really cool. I like the idea of doing that, and it's just very unique in the genre, and it goes to some very wild and disturbing places, especially with Joe Bird, his character. He's making his rounds in horror recently, man. I'm happy for it. um, but yeah, this movie just is wild. I think it's awesome, and I cannot wait for the second movie as well as whatever the Filippo brothers do next. Cannot freaking wait.
That is another one that has made my list, and I will talk about it soon. So
Nice.
great movies. So Nick, what do you got, good sir?
So number 7 for me is going to be the Clown Cafe, Terrifier 2.
Oh yeah.
Now,
right.
this is my favorite Terrifier film, and I love all three of them. So it's not, it's like picking children here. But Terrifier 2, I think for me is the one that stands out because I remember going to see it opening night, and nobody really knew yet. Like the first one had life on streaming for horror fans, but it was still pretty niche. I was like, I'll go check the second one out. And I couldn't believe that I was watching that kind of movie in a movie theater in the 2020s. I genuinely was like, this is fucking disgusting. Like in the best way possible. Like this is depraved, sick, demented. Like when you read about how in the 80s, these evangelicals were protesting Silent Night, Deadly Night for being like demonic, buddy, they'd die. They'd roll over in their graves right now if they knew about Terrifier. And Terrifier 2 was just like everything I loved about the first movie and then improving on everything from the first movie that I felt needed improvement. You got characters that you really gave a shit about. I really liked Jonathan and Sienna in this movie. Disappointing because I didn't like Jonathan as much in Terrifier 3. I don't know if it's just people around him got better or I don't know, but art is on full display. And, he shares his art with us throughout this movie. But I think the thing that really, really stuck with me after Terrifier 2 was I remember sitting in the theater and when Sienna's in the mirror and you hear the track on the score called Sienna. And it's such an 80s synthwave inspired gorgeous piece of music that reminds me of like Stranger Things and The Fog and like stuff from, in that ilk. I was like, oh man, they figured out the score. Oh, that's it. They did it. Like they got the score, they got the characters, they got the gore, they got a story finally. The first one didn't have story. This one had a story. Yeah, Terrifier 2, man. Just absolute depravity in the best way possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got no words, man. It's just awesome. I don't know what else to say. But my number 7 is one that I'm sure Mike will probably have on his list. Or maybe both of you. I don't know. Weapons.
No.
Oh.
Weapons got an honorable mention in my video, but I did not have it in my top 10.
All right. So Weapons was a film that, of course, we were excited for because Zach Kreger, Barbarian, was a banger. And going into this one, I was like, okay, let's see what we got. And once it got to the first chapter, telling it through Julia Garner's perspective, I like how the film tells it through different people's perspectives and like how it affects people. Like where are all the kids? Like, how did they go missing? And like once the mystery really starts to unravel and the answers you start to get, it just becomes more and more shocking as it goes along. Julia Garner's fantastic. Josh Brolin, I think honestly may have turned in another career best performance. Amy Madigan as Gladys, Oscar winner, awesome to see. There's not really much more I can say about Weapons. I mean, it's just a movie that's creative. And it keeps you guessing with like each passing moment, especially with each different chapter as it goes along.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Weapons just for halfway through the movie. I thought I knew what it was going to be when she goes to the house and there's newspaper all over the windows and stuff. I was like, vampires. Holy shit, it's fucking vampires. That's why these kids left at night. I was like, they're vampires. And so when the reveal happened, before you get to like the final reveal, they're dropping, clues. So I was like, okay, it's not vampires. But at first I was like, vampires. So I was genuinely a little surprised. But yeah, you got to think about it. They all left at night. You don't see them during the daytime ever. She goes to the house. All the windows are, closed off. I was like, they're fucking vampires, dude. So yeah, surprised me.
Yeah, I definitely like how the film like makes you kind of connect the dots as it goes along. Like, okay, like just as it keeps going, like it just makes you connect the dots.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's a good one.
So
yeah,
we got my buddy Michael Ennedy here. It says my favorite horror movie of this year is Animal Farm.
True horror right there.
Let's see. Haven't seen Terrifier 3 yet, but enjoy both 1 and 2. Weapons wouldn't make my top 10 either. And Dell also loves Talk to Me. Awesome.
Oh yeah.
All right, on to number 6. So, Mike, what do you got?
All right. Well, speaking of Zach Kreger, my number 6 is Barbarian, and hopefully Resident Evil will pop up in this list. I'm keeping fingers crossed. But yeah, Barbarian is such a fun, unique little horror movie. It kind of started the craze of Airbnb horror, and it really just was a movie that came out of nowhere. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it at all to be good, and it just turned out to be such a fun little horror movie, and it's just got such like a great atmosphere. It's got the great vibes, like throwback vibes, and just some really great performances. Georgina Campbell, Bill Skarsgård, Justin Long, you name it, they're great. I will say the reason it's not quite my number 1, it kind of gets a little weird in the 3rd chapter, but that's really like my only complaint. It's like, it is such a cool movie for like 95% of it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, another great movie, dude. Another one didn't quite make the list, but yeah, definitely a really good one. Oh, okay. We got a hot take here. Dell did not like Barbarian.
Okay.
Hey, fair enough, though, man. All right, Nick, what is your number 6?
Well, I'll just say really quick to Barbarian. Wasn't in love with it myself. Loved the first half of the movie. And then when it got to the weird and zany, I was like, man, I really preferred the slow build that we were doing there, like the Bill Skarsgård and Justin Long shit. Like that was, I don't know, I really dug that, but it's solid nonetheless. So at number 6 for me is Nosferatu. And this is another one of those movies that I have seen many people complain about this movie. For example, we went the day after Christmas. It was my mom and me and all my siblings. And I remember as soon as it was over, my mom and all my siblings were like, meh. And I was like, dude, I loved that. And, I'm not Robert Eggers' biggest fan. I really enjoyed The Witch. The Lighthouse, great performances, way too fucking weird for me. I'm sorry. It's just way too weird. Never saw, God, he did some other movie.
The Northman?
Yes, The Northman. Never saw The Northman. So he was a filmmaker that I was like, really like his visual style. I think it's very interesting. And I love Skarsgård. So I was like, I'm going to be there. Dude, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I mean, in terms of gothic horror, I don't know if I've seen a better one in the last decade or two. I mean, just a great, moody gothic horror film. And this thing drips atmosphere. I mean, I love this movie. And I think that the performances are great. Nicholas Hoult is fantastic. Aaron Taylor Johnson is fantastic. Lily Rose Depp is fantastic. Bill Skarsgård is great as Nosferatu. People had issue that he went a little more period accurate with like the mustache and stuff. That didn't bother me. Like I totally get why they did that. But yeah, just a real, and Willem Dafoe. God, Willem Dafoe was great in it. I just loved it. I loved it. And vampires have never been my subgenre. There's some that I love, Fright Night, The Lost Boys. But like, it's never been one that I'm like, oh God, a new vampire horror film. Can't wait. But Nosferatu was just different, man. I felt like that movie was, I mean, I think the best way to put it for me, and I say this often, is it was like art. It was like an art film. And I really dug that. So.
Awesome movie. And that one will definitely be on my list. I'll hit a couple comments before going to the next one. I remember when Barbarian came out, ended up looking up Zach Kreger's filmography. He was one of my he was in one of my favorite raunchy teen comedies, College. Again, comedians make great horror films.
They really do.
They do, man. They definitely do.
Nope, almost made this list. So
let's see.
What about David Gordon Green, everybody?
Oh boy.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Halloween was a great start, and then went down on a decline.
I'm the opposite. I was very underwhelmed with the start of it, and I liked it as it went on. So, but I know I'm in the minority.
Okay.
Yeah.
Totally fair, man. But I was not a fan of The Exorcist Believer. Like, it was just a movie that was just like, hey, we're just gonna shit on the original. Like, that's pretty much what it felt like to me.
I felt like that movie was just like a movie. I didn't find it offensive, nor did I like it. You know, it just kind of existed somewhere in there where I was like, whatever, like it was fine. I didn't understand the vitriol for it. Like, there was a lot of vitriol online, and I was like, that's a competent movie. Like, I think there's good performances. You know, the story was decent. They just fell too much into like the possession horror tropes, and they didn't know how to handle the character of Chris McNeil. So, like, at the end of the day, I was just like, whatever.
I get that.
Yeah. I don't think I've met another person that I genuinely agree more with than that statement.
But I totally get it though, man. Like, like I said, it's an opinion at the end of the day. So, Nosferatu is excellent. So is The Witch and The Northman. Lighthouse can kiss my ass.
Damn, that's my favorite one of his.
I love the Lighthouse. I mean, I love all of Robert Eggers' movies. Yeah, we'll talk about Nosferatu probably later. Hot take: Nope was such a boring experience. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, this is true. I know a couple people that did like Believer, and good for them. I'm happy.
My mom did, and she saw The Exorcist back in the day, and she was like, "I like that." I was like, "Yeah, good thing you're not really on the internet these days."
All right. Next one at number 6 for me. Mike also just talked about it. Talk to Me.
Hell yeah.
Just like you said, man, like a great, like unique exploration of possession lore, where of course they have this, like, of course, hand that they use as a party game. But once shit really starts to hit the fan, it's nonstop creepiness. And they just go for it. Like, the Philippou brothers really do not pull back any punches. Like, saying from Talk to Me and then to Bring Her Back, they do not pull back, like, at all. Like, they'll just go for it, and I love what they do. And also, great freaking scares also in Talk to Me. So some of the best scares also up there with Holcomb. So, yeah, like you pretty much covered it, man. So,
all right,
yeah, great movie. So, all right, we are halfway through this list. So let us go on to number 5. Mike, what do you got?
Right. Well, Nick already talked about it, but Nosferatu is my number 5. So, yeah. Pretty much exactly what he said. I think the atmosphere in this movie is unlike any other. The cinematography using candles is just so cool and feels unique to this day, even though it should be used a lot more than it is. It's just such a cool, unique take on the vampire lore, even though it's been done before, like specifically with this story. It just feels so unique in the subgenre, and it stands out so well against so many other movies. Feels like a piece of art, like Nick said. It's just such a cool movie. I absolutely loved it since the first time I saw it in theaters with our buddy Alex, and it was such a great experience. Loved it. So
you got good taste. You got good taste.
Yeah. I can't fucking wait for Werewolf either. So
yeah, that trailer looked great. It looked great.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it did.
I watched 30 seconds of it. I did my 30 seconds and out kind of usual thing, and it sold me. So, yep, I'm in for it.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, Nick, what do you got for number 5?
This one might be a little bit spicy. Well, you know what? I don't think it is. I think people hear the franchise and they go, what? But this movie, most people agreed was very good. So number 5 for me is Saw X.
Nice.
Yes, Saw 3 is my favorite Saw film. And I think that the reason Saw 3 is the best Saw film is because I think it has the best story. Best just characters. Like, I love that movie. But Saw X is right there nipping at the heels of it because it's crazy, right? Crazy idea, guys. The Saw franchise has been carried on the shoulders of Tobin Bell. So let's wait until the 10th film to actually give this man the floor and make it his movie. And what happens? It's one of the best Saw films. There's a lot of people that are casual Saw fans that say it's the best Saw film. And I'm not even really in a mood to argue with them most of the time because Saw X is great. I mean, Tobin Bell is fantastic in this movie. And the detractors of this movie were like my friend Christian, that was like, well, you know, I just didn't want to feel like I was rooting for Jigsaw so much. And I said, buddy, if you weren't rooting for Jigsaw in the earlier movies, then you weren't doing Saw right. Okay, sure. He's putting people in traps and it's kind of messed up. But when he was doing it in his heyday, he was doing it for a reason. He wanted people to be rehabilitated. Now, once you get to Hoffman and Amanda and them, yeah, that's a little bit different. But like John was doing it. He was like benevolent in a way. And so to actually fully be able to like get behind him in this movie and be like, yes, all of these people deserve everything that's coming to them was glorious. I absolutely loved it. It just Saw X is fantastic. And I'm really pissed off that we're not going to get the proper Saw 11 now that Blumhouse has it. Whoop-de-fucking-do, because, you know, oh, we got to reboot it again because Cecilia needs that she didn't die at the end. I'm really pissed off because I wanted to see her die in the next one. But Saw X, fantastic.
Especially with that post-credit scene, like, we could have had Hoffman teaming up with them and cooking her ass. Like, my God.
And now we're going to have James Wan just rebooting the whole thing. And it's like, I love James Wan, but like, he doesn't like the franchise. He said that many times. He likes the first couple movies and that's it. And so I get it, man. But a lot of us like the franchise, and I don't want to say goodbye to Hoffman and some of these characters. So yeah, but I love Saw X.
Yeah, I would definitely say that Saw X is my personal favorite for sure. Like, it's definitely like what the franchise should have done like 8 or 9 movies ago. Like, actually making you care about John. And I mean, I'm usually good with gore, but there were definitely some traps where I had to look away. Because
the self brain surgery, I don't even like John. I get you, bro, and I sympathize. That's a dick move. No one's gonna be able to cut into their own brain like that. That's insane. There's traps in that movie, but I get it. These people were horrible people. So I think part of him was like, I want these traps to be almost unwinnable. Like, technically you can win, but I really want to see you suffer. Like, when she has to cut her entire leg off, no way.
Oh my God, that one I had to look away.
Yeah, no way. No way. So, yeah.
Yeah, like that one I couldn't, man. Like, there were times where I was like, oh, no, can't.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, great movie. Inspired pick, but I haven't seen Saw X yet. Sadly, it's been in my collection for years. Check it out, dude. Definitely check it out. All right. My next one, this one might be also a bit of a hot take.
Mean Girls? The 2024 one is a horror.
Oh yeah, it is an absolute horror movie to sit through. No, but but regardless of it, this one is a bit more divisive, but I'm a massive fan of this director and him actually going into horror, going from like, you know, horror comedy action to horror was just awesome to see. So my number 5 is Last Night in Soho. Yeah, Edgar Wright is my favorite director of all time. So like anything he does, I'm always going to be seated for. Last Night in Soho was just something unique. Like, Edgar Wright just knows how to take these like some of these concepts and just go grand with some of those concepts. I mean, like going back to like the 1960s, like he got the look just right and he did it perfectly. Thomasin McKenzie is excellent. Anya Taylor-Joy is also, of course, incredible. The twist at the end threw me for a loop. I was like, there's no way he went that way. There's no way. So it's a movie I wish I could have seen in the theater, but I had to watch it as soon as it came to VOD when it came out. But I love Last Night in Soho. Watched it a few times. I already want to watch it again now that I'm talking about it.
You should.
Yeah. Great movie. So.
Hell yeah.
All right. Number 4. Here we go. Mike, what do you got for number 4?
My number 4 is the newest kid on the block in this list, and that is Obsession. Because why the hell not? You know, this movie is just such a great little, like, out of nowhere success story. And it was such a great experience seeing this in the theater and then coming home that night and seeing it doing like great numbers at the box office. I was like, hell yeah, so happy for this fucking movie. And it's one that sits with you so well. It's a movie that makes you think. And honestly, I love that. It makes you reconsider who the protagonist of the movie really is, who the villain of the movie is. And it's such a compelling story of just the be careful what you wish for kind of stereotype, or not stereotype, but like that kind of story, the trope. And it's just such a fun movie. Well, not fun, but like a fun, I guess, sort of take on that, and goes into some dark places and really, really captures like a cool vibe, and just really, really worked on like every note. And I genuinely just think it is one of the coolest success stories in horror in recent years. So yeah, I absolutely love Obsession. It is definitely deserving to be on this list.
1000%. So, Nick, what do you got for number 4?
Keeping my thoughts to myself on that one for now. At number 4 is going to be one that, it came and went, and I didn't see many people talk about it. And I think the release date had something to do with that. I also think it's a franchise that just doesn't have much viability these days. But that is The First Omen. And
yes.
I am somebody that very famously is not a huge fan of the original Omen. I respect it, but I've never loved that movie. I'm more of an Exorcist guy. I feel like there's two camps. You either prefer the Omen or you prefer the Exorcist. So when I heard about a prequel to the Omen, I was like, why do I give a shit? Seriously, it's 2024. Why do I care? And then I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, that actually looks decent. So I went and watched it because it was April. I had nothing better to do. And I loved it. I loved everything about this movie. Nell Tiger-Free is fantastic as Margaret. I think she is a revelation. Like, she better get a lot more jobs because of this, because I thought she was great. I thought that Arkasha Stevenson, for being her first feature-length film, she directed her ass off. That woman has an eye. And I mean, the camera does so many cool things. Like, there's this sequence where it's just like, it's an overhead shot of like these streets in, I believe it's in Rome. And then it just like pans up, and it's little shit like that where I'm like, you know what you're doing with a camera. Like, and so I really appreciated that. It just looks beautiful. Love, some of the tongue-in-cheek commentary on the, the church. I thought that was great. And how they view women in that movie, and definitely during that time. And I mean, it's got nasty, memorable shit, like, what more could you want? So at the end of the day, it's my favorite film in the Omen franchise. It was my number 1 on my video that I posted today of my favorite prequels ever. That was my number 1. It's my favorite prequel, my favorite Omen film, and it's my 4th favorite. That tells you how damn good this decade has been so far, because it's number 4 for this decade. So there's 3 movies that would take over it. But great movie.
Yeah, there were definitely like some moments like that you pointed out, like some very nasty moments. Like, once again, I either winced or at one point looked away, because My God.
There's a birthing.
Oh my God.
There's a birthing scene where you
the birds, like the birth scene, like
it's disgusting.
Oh my God. Like it made me feel so uneasy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But dude, that was a really, really good pull, man. Like another
like I
one.
said, nobody talks about it.
Yeah, underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great one, man. Number 4 for me. Everyone knows about this movie. It was a huge Oscar contender last year. You know what it is. It's Sinners. Ryan Coogler stepping into horror and directing a vampire movie, also tackling themes of like music and racism in the 30s. Incredible in every sense of the word. And also Michael B. Jordan, how he portrays the twins, Smoke and Stack. Honestly, the best work I've seen from Michael B. Jordan. Miles Caton is fantastic. And also, of course, the song I Lied to You is incredible that he sings. Haley Steinfeld's also great. But also Jack O'Connell as the lead vampire. What more can I say? If Eden Lake wasn't enough to prove that he can play great villainous roles in a horror movie, that one will prove it along with the Bone Temple.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just going to flat out say that. But the music is great. The 1930s look and aesthetic to it is fantastic. Also, the IMAX shots, like, dude, incredible work. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about Sinners. I mean, everyone knows what this movie is. So, it's my number 4.
Hell yeah.
All right. Let's see. I love that. Sinner or Sinners. That was pretty good there, Dale. The First Omen is a great pick. There you go.
Hell yeah.
All right. We are getting down to the nitty gritty here. Top 3. All right. Here we go. Mike, what is your number 3?
Weapons, baby. Weapons is my number 3. Yeah. It's a little high compared to your guys for sure, but I genuinely think this movie fucking rules. It's one that again I needed to sit on after watching it for the first time, and ended up going to see it a second time about a week and a half after it came out, and loved it even more, and it solidified its spot in this list for me. Yeah, I could probably watch this like anytime. I genuinely think it's a cool, fun horror movie that it just works on so many levels. Love that Amy Madigan got her Oscar for this movie. It's just such a fun movie. Genuinely don't know really what else to say about it. It's one of those that the lore is so interesting to dive into that you really only pick up on from like a few lines, and it just makes you really think like hard about this movie. Like I went to go see this with one of my friends, and I remember texting them like a week after when I learned about like the line of like someone how Gladys is talking about like what Alex's parents are sick with or whatever, and I learned that like I looked it up like what is this and what does it mean, and it was a term that was used back in like the 1700s, and that completely explains where the hell Gladys came from just in one line. And this never really picked up again, but it's such a cool little touch that they added in there. And I really hope that the Gladys prequel kind of like picks up and explains a little bit more, because I feel like not a whole lot of people are able to pick that up, at least from 1 or 2 watches of the movie. But genuinely just such a fun movie to dive into and just rewatch over and over again. I love it.
Yeah. Awesome movie, dude. All right, Nick, number 3. What do you got?
Number 3 is going to be Sinners. And, you know, I've seen so much discourse about this movie, and it's honestly exhausting because, like, every now and then there's a movie that comes out that's just like a damn good movie. And like, I feel like some people, you know, just sometimes are like, no, that sucked just to be different. I don't know, because Sinners for me, I think is just like, it's so many different genres rolled into one. It's a drama. It's somewhat like a mob film and crime film. It's a Western at times. It's a vampire film. Like, it's this amalgamation of so many different genres into what ends up becoming just like I don't even know how else to put it aside from just like a beautiful movie. Like, I mean, it just is. It looks great. The performances are great. The music's great. And the horror stuff, although I can understand why some people are like, I wanted a little bit more. I get that, but I still think it's done really well. And at the end of the day, there's a moment that it stuck with me. I mean, it just genuinely in the theater stuck with me. It was when Jack O'Connell has, God, I can't even remember his name. The main guy at the end, like where it looks like he's about to kill him. And he's reciting the Lord's Prayer. And, growing up religious and stuff like that just like, there's something about that moment where I was just like, this is like really, really unsettling, yet also beautiful at the same time. Like, it's hard to put into words. And when the movie was over, it was just one of those where I felt so drained because I was like, that was just an experience, man. So look, again, I know there's some detractors of it. Thankfully, it's the minority, not the majority of people, because this is, in my opinion, unequivocally one of the greatest horror films of this century, period. Not even just horror films. I'll go a step further. Films, like,
Yeah. Really quick before we go on to my number 3, Dell has a question for the panel. Is Sinners also a musical? I'd say a pseudo musical, like in a way.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it doesn't play like your prototypical musical. I know what you're thinking when you hear the phrase musical. It's not in that way. Music plays a pivotal role in this film, but only a couple times, and it's when it happens, it serves the story. It's hard to put it, but it's not like you're not going to be watching Grease. So understand that. Love Grease, but
yeah, for sure. My number 3, once again, might be also recency bias, but Mike just talked about it. My number 3 is Obsession. It's a movie that just, like you said, Mike, it sticks with you. Like, and as you watch it more and more, and you start to uncover like some of the lore of the One Wish Willow and like how it can affect somebody that is cast under that spell, is so dark and so fucked up that I don't even know how to describe it. But takes a simple concept of like, be careful what you wish for, and it just basically just goes all out with it. Kind of talks about like codependency and relationships, which they did a fantastic job with that. Michael Johnston's great. Andy Navarrete stole the entire film. Curry Barker is absolutely going to stay on my radar like for years to come for anything horror. No matter what this guy does, I'm going to be seated no matter what. And I don't remember the last time I walked out of a movie, walking out of the movie theater, and I was just completely silent until I got to the car. I was just like, what the fuck? Like the first time I was just like utterly speechless. But there's not much more I can say about it. And also great success story. It's almost cracking 400 million at the box office.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. Incredible. So yeah, that's my number 3.
47 days in a row. 47 days in a row where Obsession has made at least $1 million a day. It's just unprecedented. We are living through a phenomenon right now. I almost feel bad for Kane Parsons because like Backrooms was a big hit. Don't get me wrong, but it was overshadowed by Obsession. Like Obsession was just,
yeah, for sure.
All right,
here we go. Number 2.
Top two, baby. All right. So this one I know for a fact isn't on your guys' list, but this movie means a lot to me. It came out at a time where I was on a bit of the struggle bus. I was getting let go at a job that I really loved, and this just came out at the perfect time. It's in a franchise that I absolutely fucking love, and it just absolutely delivered for me. And that is 28 years later, The Bone Temple. I think this movie is just fucking insane. there are so many things about this movie that I just love from top to bottom. Of course, you got um, Jack O'Connell, who is fantastic as Jimmy. I was about to call him Jimmy O'Connell. um, but hey, well, yeah, he's fantastic as the lead Jimmy. Creepy as hell. Like, he is such a crazy dude that, my God, he probably like right up there with his performance in Sinners, which I will talk about shortly. But yeah, this movie is just fucking mental, man. This movie just, it means so much to me. The moment that solidified its nail in the coffin as just like one of the best movies I've seen in such a long time is the Number of the Beast scene. Um, mind-blowing shit. Like, that scene is so damn good. Yeah, it's just such a fantastic little movie. I don't know what else to say about it, man. It is so good.
Yeah. Another one that was really close to making my list, though, dude. It was really close.
Yeah.
It's really good, though, man. Nick, what is your number 2?
So I just want to say really quick, not a big fan of the 28 franchise, and I get my fair amount of shit for that. But The Bone Temple, I think, is unequivocally the best movie in that series. And it was the first one that I walked out of, and I was like, I really enjoyed that. That was the only time I could say that for that franchise. 28 years later, I loved the first half of that movie. And then the second half, just a massive tonal shift. And I was just like, oh, man, like I was really liking this. So, very, very good pick there. A number 2 for me is a movie that I've been obsessed with for about a month and a half now. And that's Obsession. I mean, look, I think the best way that I can put it is there were multiple moments in the theater where I was sitting there, and I go to the movies by myself a lot, because I'm a nerd, and I also prefer it that way. And I'm sitting there, and I was just like, this is uncomfortable. I don't like this. I don't like the way this is making me feel. Like, I need an adult. And very rarely do movies make me feel uncomfortable like that these days. But Obsession did. It unnerved me in ways that movies just don't anymore. But furthermore, like to everything that's already been said about the movie. I mean, Indy Navarrete, fantastic. Michael Johnston, fantastic. I think that Curry Barker showed in his first feature-length film, this dude knows how to get exactly what he wants onto the screen. Like, there's just some serious chops behind this movie. And this is one of those movies where, I mean, I think I saw maybe 2 or 3 people being like, oh, it's not that good. And you know what? That was an immediate, like, yeah, not listening to a word you have to say, because like, I get we all have different opinions, but like, this is one of those movies where I'm like, I don't know how you can't. I don't know how you can't give it its flowers and be like, you know what?
Yeah,
that was pretty damn good.
There's some dude I follow on Letterboxd that legitimately called Curry Barker and Obsession an evil entity. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's insane.
That's just wild.
At the end of the day, though, I thought it was fantastic. I genuinely thought it was fantastic. And I will say this again and reiterate this. And my buddy Cody Leach and I talked about this at length, because there's not a lot of people, but there were some people pretty vocally saying that, like, for whatever reason, Nikki was the villain. And I was like, you guys are higher than a fucking kite. Bear is the villain.
Yes.
And it is made so clear. There is a scene after their date night where she has a total meltdown, and then it immediately cuts to them banging, and the camera just goes in on her face while she is just like motionless. And that right there is the moment that tells you, the viewer, he is taking advantage of this situation. He is the villain. And
yes,
it's a great movie. It's a fantastic movie. I mean, if it wasn't for my number 1, which my number 1, I can wax poetic about for a year, but yeah, Obsession's number 2.
I want to say one more thing about Obsession before we move on. I like that the film doesn't spell out everything for you. Like, it leaves things up to your imagination, but also, like, like even like when characters say certain things, like you don't know if they're lying or if they're telling the truth. Like specifically, like when it comes to Ian, like he plays like the douchebag friend, and he does such a good job with that. Like just it leaves it up to you to decide. I like it more when movies do that, like where they don't spell out everything for you, just makes you think like, what if it was this way? What if it was that way? So, all right. My number 2, Mike talked about it. The Black Phone. Yeah. The movie, I have seen this movie, I think now 10 times, and it gets better every single time that I watch it. Like, such a simple, grounded story, but so well told. And it's because of Scott Derrickson's writing. Of course, along with C. Robert Cargill, who also wrote the excellent Sinister. Ethan Hawke is terrifying as the Grabber, but instantly became a horror icon, like just after that movie. It also has some really great scares. Also, I mean, I can't say enough great things that I haven't said about The Black Phone. Like, it's a film that sticks with you, and I think it was honestly a movie that I will say is better as a one and done. Love the sequel, but I think it works better as a one and done.
I just don't know how they're going to make a sequel to that. Like, they were talking about, like, yeah, you know, if this one's successful, it's like, okay, Black Phone 2 was successful, but after that movie, how in the ever-loving shit do you make a sequel to that one? So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you can really do a third one at this point, like, unless you really just, like, go full-on Dream Warriors. Like, that's the one way you could do it, but at the same time, I don't see it happening, because if they do a third one, it's pretty much just a cash grab. Unless Scott Derrickson has a story he wants to tell. Because he specifically said that he made this one because he had a story that he wanted to tell. So
yeah, but Scott Derrickson had a story to tell. He had a story to tell a couple years. Well, it was like 2 decades ago, and it was called Hellraiser Inferno. And he can keep that story. He can keep that one.
Oh yeah,
this is true. This is true.
All right, but here we are, guys. Number 1.
All right,
here we are. Mike, what do you got?
So I kind of already mentioned it, but Sinners is my number 1. I am just like utterly obsessed with this movie at this point. It's like is part of my personality, honestly. It is such a fun story that is so engaging and just provides so much fun, juicy carnage throughout. It's like, so it blends into so many genres, as we already mentioned. It's so unique in how it does it too. And people will say, oh, it's a ripoff of From Dusk Till Dawn. Fuck you. No, it's not. Thematically, no, not at all. Story, maybe, but it tackles the story in such a unique way that I don't even see the comparisons at all, honestly. It's just such a fun little movie that I genuinely am so happy that it did well at the box office and is, you know, it did its Oscar run. So it's a movie that I'm just so happy it succeeded. It could have been another movie that bombed at the box office, but it worked and didn't bomb at all. It's just such another great success story. Just an amazing movie. So yeah, I cannot sing this movie's praises enough, even though you guys have already kind of taken that. But yeah, I fucking adore Sinners. Amazing movie.
Yeah, that's a great number 1, dude. Yeah,
hell yeah.
You can never go wrong with Sinners. All right, Nick, number 1. What do you got?
You know, I'm surprised to see none of the movies from this series being on either one of your guys' lists. And you know what? That's okay. My number 1 is a movie that, it's going to sound crazy to hear this, but it genuinely, like, it moved me. Like it really did. Like I left the theater in like an existential crisis, and that is X. X is my favorite horror movie, probably to be released in my lifetime. That's how much I loved this movie, and still to this day love this movie. This movie is everything that I love about horror. Everything. It's sleazy, of course. Like I've never seen one person complain about getting more Brittany Snow. All right, just gonna say it. It's got fantastic needle drops. Like, love the soundtrack in this movie and the original score, frankly. It's got great horror shit, like complete homages to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the most loving ways possible. Like, there are some really nasty, gross out moments in this movie. There's just some great bloodshed. It's a slow burn. Like, it takes a while to get there. But the reason why X, because all of that stuff, you could say, well, a lot of that's standard horror fare, you know, it's done well. But the reason why X is my number one is because the entire message of this movie just really fucked me up. My biggest fear in life is death, and it sucks because it's something that I cannot avoid. And X is all about that, you know, all about you're going to get old, and eventually you're going to die. And you're going to look back on those youthful years and you're going to want them back so badly. And on one hand, you have these young, vivacious people that are partying and making an adult movie. And they're basically saying, fuck aging. You know, we'll get there when we get there. And then on the other hand, you have Pearl, who remembers when she was that. And she can't have that anymore. And because she can't and other people can, she wants to take it out on them and take that away from them. And that's some poignant shit, man. Like, everybody looks at X and they're like, oh, it's basically just a freaking porno and slasher movie. Nah, dude, there is so much about X that is far beneath the surface. And I love it. I love it. The scene in the movie that really sends it home is Brittany Snow singing Landslide. Like that. I was just like, the lyrics of that song, like when you listen to Landslide, you're just like, man, I am getting older. You know, everything's changing around me. You know, people that I used to talk to, I don't talk to anymore. And memories that I have are just that. They're just memories now. I'll never get those back. And yeah, X is just some deeply, deeply personal shit for me. So that's my number one.
That is an awesome number one. Dude.
Yeah, that was so damn close to making my list. I think it was like number 12 or something like that. And it would have been like number 11 had I not put a movie that I was going to put at number 10 initially, but I didn't know how people would react with me saying it was a horror movie, and it's The Long Walk. But like, it was like right there, about to hit the list.
I think you have to be like, I think a lot of people can appreciate X for all of the horror shit that it does well. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like you have to be in a certain frame of mind. Maybe it was just the place I was at in my life when I saw that movie. And if you're going through a crisis about aging and like it will really, really deeply affect you. And I've had people comment so many times to me over the last couple months, I just don't get what you see in X. And I'm like, I'm never going to get you to see what I see in it. I can explain it as best I can. And I feel like I'm always pretty good about articulating why I like something. And X is just one of those movies that's just like, yeah, dude, it cut me deep.
Yeah, great pull for number one, Nick. That was another one I would throw in as an honorable mention for sure. Yeah, great movie. But my last one, my number one, you guys have mentioned it. You've already sang its praises. It's Nosferatu. A movie that is, once again, really stuck with me. Like, that is a movie I saw in theaters 3 times. And I will never forget. Every single time I watch that film, it just gets better. And I'm just like, man, like, this is pretty much every reason why not only do I just love movies, but why I love horror movies. Because they can take so many great concepts and just make them their own. And Robert Eggers is no different. Like, That man just knows exactly what to do. Like, you give him the assignment, he will go for it. Just I can't say enough great things about it. I will say a funny story. So, like I said, I saw it 3 times. I took my best friend to go see it the first time. I loved it. He was like, "What was that?" So
that
the second
cinema, you uncultured swine.
I literally wanted to turn to him and say, "The fuck you talking about, huh?"
Yeah.
So the second time I went with him again, and we also took a buddy of ours from high school. So my other buddy said it was good, but he didn't know necessarily how to feel. My best friend liked it less, and I'm like, "You just don't get it, man. You just don't get it." So I went solo the third time, but it's another movie I've seen many times, and like I said, just gets better every single time that I watch it. Nicholas Hoult is proving like why he's one of the most underrated actors right now. The dude just doesn't get enough love for his performances. Lily Rose Depp is phenomenal. Aaron Taylor Johnson, Willem Dafoe, but Bill motherfucking Skarsgård, like you can watch this movie and like at one point just be like, is that actually Bill Skarsgård? And then you look at it like, holy shit, it's actually Bill Skarsgård. Like, he just not only just disappears into the role with the makeup and the look of him as Count Orlok, but with the voice of Nosferatu. Like, he just disappears into the role and he does it perfectly. Like, pretty much everything about this movie I absolutely love and adore. Like, I can't sing its praises enough. You guys also sang the praises. So,
and let me just say, not to cut you off, Bill Skarsgård is a guy that I'll go see anything that he's in, and I can quantify that for you. The Crow, a movie that a lot of people were not looking forward to because there's a lot of love for that original film. I've never had a lot of love for that original film. I respect it, but whatever. I actually liked the reboot. I did. I actually liked it. And why? Because of Bill Skarsgård. I thought he was just fucking awesome. Like, totally different take. More of like a new metal Eric Draven. But you know what? I was there for it. That third act is super fun. And again, Skarsgård's just a great actor. So he can sell me on that. And I had a great time with that movie.
Thank God I'm not alone in liking the Crow reboot.
Dude, I got the Steelbook, brother. I got the Steelbook.
Bro, I did too. Yeah. Thank God I'm not alone, man. I enjoy that movie.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's just fun. Like I didn't go into it. I didn't need it to be profound. You know, I was just like, can I have fun? And it was like, sure, we can have fun. And I was like, all right, cool, fun. You know, it's fun.
Yeah, just the action sequence that really sells it, like you were saying, like for the third act, the opera house action scene.
Oh, dude, it's fucking insane. That entire sequence on the staircase where he is just murking the fuck out of everybody left and right. I was just like, dude, yeah, bro. Like this.
Yeah.
This rules.
Yeah. Also the car action scene, like when he tries to take out the people in the car and then ends up inside.
Yeah.
That's another great action scene.
And it flopped and it got terrible reviews, but I don't care. I was there day one, baby, and I bought that Steelbook. I don't care. I see Mike over there judging. I'm not, you know, like I'm not oblivious to that. That's fine, you know. I think I'm older than you guys anyway. So like, if anything, it would be weird for somebody like me in their 30s to be like, "What, you preferred it over the original one? Like you grew up with that one." Yeah, I did, but I never had a lot of love for it. But this one was fun.
I never really looked at it like, you know, when I went and saw it, I was like, okay, like I know it's not going to be the original, like it's a completely different take. So I know what we're going to do. So
I could just say you're like you should say like I know it's not going to be the original, and I could just be a smart ass and be like, you're right, it's going to be better. Like,
that's wild.
Like I wasn't going in thinking it was going to be better than the original, but
no, God no, me neither. But like quite frankly, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to see these comments after I share this bad boy. People get to this part because they're gonna be like, "What the fuck? You like the Crow 2024? I'm unsubbing." I'm gonna be like, "Hey man,
Yeah. Comments are about to light up on fire.
Mm-hmm. We already got Dill down in the comments. At least I'm not alone.
And there we go. Agreed. The Steelbook is great. Gonna hit a few more comments and then we'll get out of here. We got Prince in the chat. What's going on? It says Obsession's mentioned. Did anyone pre-order Obsession yet? I did.
Oh yeah,
I did not yet.
Yeah. As soon as Amazon put it up for pre-order, I was like, yeah, no question about it.
I got pre-ordered that and Barbarian.
Black Phone is really good. The mask is really the icon. Absolutely. The thing that makes it so unique is, of course, like how the emotions change. Especially like once he puts on the frowny face mask, I'm like, oh shit. X is amazing. This is coming from someone who thinks everything Ty West did before X is trash.
I take great issue with that statement because I think The House of the Devil is fan-fucking-tastic. I think that movie is a throwback to late 70s, 80s horror movies that Ty West just nailed the aesthetic. Absolutely nailed it. I know there's people that are like, oh, it's boring, it's slow, nothing happens till the end. Motherfucker, that's Ty West. Okay, if you don't know that by now, I don't know what else to tell you. But nobody said that shit about John Carpenter. Okay, no, maybe some people did, but again, I don't have an issue with that because he put me in this world and he built this world and fleshed it out. And I was like, this is gorgeous. I'm loving the costuming. I'm loving the set design. I'm loving everything about this fucking movie. And then we get into some creepy cult shit at the end, and like that's awesome. But yeah, dude, The House of the Devil. After X is that's my second favorite Ty West film. I also think The Innkeepers is super underrated.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cabin Fever 2, Spring Fever is really, really over the top and fun. You know, I actually am somebody that I loved Maxine. I loved Maxine and Pearl. I preferred Maxine to Pearl because that was just like giallo while also being like 80s slasher. And I don't know, man. Ty West is fucking awesome, dude. He can do no wrong.
Yeah, man. Dell says, I love The Long Walk and definitely consider it horror. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. It is a horror movie. Nicholas Holt is a chameleon. Same can be said about Bill Skarsgård. Like, that dude can just play anything.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And did anyone mention Hereditary? That was in the 2010s, good sir.
Yeah, but if this was the 2010s list, that would be pretty high on that list for me.
Oh yeah.
I think for all three of us it will be.
Absolutely.
But
you know what wouldn't be? Midsummer. Nope.
Fair.
Okay.
Very
I
fair.
get it. I used to hate on that one, but it's sat with me a little bit better over time.
Yeah. You saying once I get older and I mature a little bit, I might start to come around to it.
I mean, shit. If you have a psycho ex that cheats on you, then
I have been there, yes, but I don't know. Yeah, that's a conversation for another day. But Hereditary is fantastic. So Ari Aster, just with Hereditary alone, I'll go support whatever he does because I think he showed with that movie he's a damn good filmmaker.
Absolutely. Slow is one thing, but The House of the Devil felt like 8 hours long. We got 2 pointless scenes of the protagonist eating pizza.
It's not pointless. It's no different than Laurie Strode carving a pumpkin or reading a story to Tommy Doyle, and nobody said that shit about Halloween. That's what I'm saying. No, those are little character moments. The reason those are in horror movies is to make things seem very innocuous and very like this is just normal everyday shit that all of us do, and it's to kind of break the tension a little bit, to be like, okay, everything's normal, while also at the same time give you a sense of foreboding, like something's coming. It's not just going to be scenes of her eating pizza and watching TV, like something's coming. It serves two purposes. And again, I think a great filmmaker understands that. John Carpenter did that better than anybody. He's my favorite director ever. And at his peak, he could do that like nobody's business. And I think that I would never put Ty West in the conversation with John Carpenter all time. But I think Ty West understands that just like a filmmaker like Carpenter does. So, you know, I will defend those kind of character moments in movies. I really will.
All right. But yeah, that will do it for this episode of Horror Hounds, just talking about our top 10 favorite horror films of the decade. So really quick, one last comment. we'll just have to agree to disagree on Ty West pre-X.
It's okay. Most people disagree. You know, a lot of people don't like the Innkeepers and Cabin Fever 2. I'm not saying Cabin Fever 2 is good, but it's fun. So
yeah. But yeah, this was a really fun episode. Thank you, Nick, for joining us, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, guys. I've done plenty of these in my years on YouTube, and you know, there's some that I'm like, didn't have a good time there, but I had fun here. So you know, thanks for having me, guys, and you guys got some pretty good taste. So if you would have, you know,
thanks, man.
If you guys would have had crazy lists, I'd have been like, oh, fuck that. I regret this, but no, mostly solid. So
hey, if you're ever free again, man, we'll be more than happy to snag you up and get you on another episode, brother.
Yeah. I had a good time, man. I'm definitely not opposed to that in the future for sure.
Hell yeah. All right. Appreciate it.
Awesome. So yeah, that will do it for this episode. Of course, go subscribe to Mike, of course, Mike's Film Fix, and subscribe to Nick's channel, The Lost River Drive-In. I will leave links after the stream in the description below. So go subscribe to them and go show them some love because they deserve your support. So anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching, and thank you to everybody that came into the chat to chat it up with us tonight. And we will see you guys on the next one. Hope you all have a great night. Peace.